Guys, it's very, very, very hurry. I don't think to do than to film it or look at that.
Oh, it must have been on her for a while, is it?
It was the size of my fingernail.
Oh, yeah.
And when it popped inside the tissue I had on fire, the tissue went poof.
Oh.
It was like a mini explosion.
But then I got a little deer tick off of her.
They're the ones that have the Lyme. I went to a thing at the library the other night, and it was called TikToks.
Oh, okay.
And it was an hour-and-a-half presentation, and she asked us not to speak. Like, don't ask questions until I'm done, because she said you will probably find that your question will be answered along the way. So, you know, you can, and she talked for an hour and a half, I'm not kidding, and she had us all just glued to her.
Oh, really?
Like, it was not boring. It was a little scary.
I'd imagine.
A little scary, but boy, the information she gave us was wonderful. And it's really, you know, if you're at all concerned about them, it's really worth it, because what she talks about is not the habitat so much or anything like that. She does, but just a little bit.
Look, Mom.
But she talks about the doctor's reaction to it in Canada and what the doctors in Canada are allowed and not allowed to do. And this woman is probably, she's my age anyway, and there was a younger one that was there, and I talked to them afterwards, and the younger one has a daughter who's 20 years old, and she started when she was 12 with all these weird things starting to happen to her and all that, and they didn't identify it for 6 years, I think it was. And then when they did, like she managed to graduate. She was able to go to school enough that she could graduate. And she graduated, and I said, so what's she been doing now for the 2 years since she graduated? And she said she's home. There's nothing she can do. There's nothing. And they take her, and this other woman, her son is, I think, a 35-year-old or something. And I didn't hear all the details about him, but the two of these people met because both of their kids go to the same doctor in Maine.
Oh, wow. In Maine.
In Maine. Because they're not allowed to do in Canada what they're allowed to do in the United States. And so we blame it all on our doctors when it isn't the doctors. It's government regulations that stop them.
Yeah.
Because everything needs FDA approval.
Yeah, it was really interesting to hear all that kind of stuff.
In Maine, that's where they had the Mayo Clinic, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. No. There's another one down there that apparently was a doctor in New Brunswick, and she was really interested in Lyme disease as things were going along, and she wasn't allowed to do. She was restricted as to what she could do. So she did what she had to, and she practices in Maine now.
Oh wow.
She went down there because apparently New York, Maine, up all through that area is the worst in the United States for ticks and Lyme disease.
Well, it would be because of the climate.
Yeah.
Did they talk about a new
Subscribe,
tick this year?
like the
The one
video.
that makes you not like meat or allergic to meat?
Not really. No.
My merch will be coming out soon, and I will be making a Twitter
I think
and Instagram. Bye.
I think so.
Wait, this is me. I'm crazy.
Yeah, so it was really quite fascinating.
That would be.
Yeah, and you know they talked about the different ticks. I have a card at home, like a business card, and on the back of it has a picture of all the ticks and their actual sizes.
Actual sizes.
Yeah, and and a couple of brochures. But she said the problem is that, and these women just do it on their own. Like they have brochures and whatnot, and they have all this government information and whatnot. But they have a big, you know, slideshow kind of thing, and she just went through everything, and it's all over the world.